everybody. Well, it's 5:30. This is Flow as we go. We had a luscious rain, so I'm not able to go out to my usual places because it's a bit soggy. So this is my little patio. I have the phone with the camera kind of fixed up on a chair, and I have off to my side the Karma Cat. Maybe she'll come and do a little showing, who knows. But anyway, here we are, and that's the most important thing. So this is our yogic happy half hour. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, and know that that rain is so needed for all the flowers and the greenery to replenish the aquifer systems. We really need that. So let's take a moment today, and we're going to begin our practice in a seated position. So I do hope you're able to see me. I never know how the camera is going to work. I notice some of my things, my head is cut off, or my legs are cut off, or who knows what's cut off. And all I can do is the best we can, and isn't that what we all do all the time? So as we sit nice and tall, we can go ahead and raise up our hips if we want. Take whatever baggage we have and kind of move that out of the way. And then maybe take our hands and lift our buttocks up a bit so we can feel really light. And then sit nice and tall. We want to allow our eyes to gently close. Notice if our shoulders are rounding forward, so maybe we roll them a couple times so that we can open them up, that our palms can have an upsweeping turn, and just allow the arms to be heavy. Maybe today you decided to join us in a chair, and that's fine too. Just let your legs separate a tiny bit and just sit tall. We breathe into the nose and feel the length of our body expanding. Fill as we breathe into that base of the lungs, and then feel the lungs rising upwards. And at first, our lungs may not fill completely. Imagine the last time you tried to inflate a balloon and you had to press and breathe. And then finally it begins to expand, and that may be right where we are with our breath and lungs. Just go ahead and breathe in deeply, expanding. And then as we exhale, just letting go and feeling ourselves softening. Breathing in, getting taller. And exhaling and releasing. So I'm glad Karma decided to join us on the camera. So as we feel that expansion, let's begin to allow our body to move. So rather than just breathing into that inner space, we can feel ourselves expanding and opening our hearts. And then as we exhale, feeling the body resting and releasing. Feel that inhale, almost like a little arch. And that exhale, like a little release. Just take this space and breathe, and just feel the spine begin to get mobile, to get loose and free. And as you begin to feel that you want to move a little bit more, your hands can come a little stronger on the legs. So maybe for you, you hold on by the knees. Maybe you want to hold on more at the ankles. But whatever feels good, and just breathing in and breathing out. Feeling that as we breathe in, we completely and totally expand and fill our lungs. And as we exhale, we can completely release and free. So let's just flow with this a few more times. This is a seated cow and cat flow. Let's go ahead and inhale into that cow, exhale into the cat one more time. And then find that elongation again. Find that elongation, but without making any other external moves. So again, the palms can stay at the knees or the ankles. You can open the hands. And let's just come back to the feeling of that breath. We're going to breathe in fully and completely. And then when we get to that full inhale, as though that breath has come as high as it can, let's just pause. Let's just pause for a second. And then let that exhale go. Feel everything releasing. And at the end of that exhale, can we just pause that 1 second? Nothing more. And then we can breathe in again. Pausing at the top of that inhale. Exhaling to let go. And pausing in that second of stillness in that exhale. Let's just do that a few more times, just noticing how quickly we come into a space of calm. Really just become enveloped in our own breath. There's nothing else that matters. There's nothing else that we need to do. Now the next time we're ready to take our inhale, can we let our arms reach out to the side, lifting all the way up. Reaching them, and just for a moment, maybe a little sway side to side. Just free yourself. And we'll invite ourselves to come into a little bit of a twist. So the next time we inhale, lift up tall. And then can we turn to the right and just allow our arms to float out to the side, but we're not going to take them down. Just stretch those arms out. And then as we inhale, lifting up again, reaching up, then turning left. And again, let those arms reach out. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, feeling our body rotate gently to the right, the arms reaching out to the side, inhaling and lifting, and then turning left once again. Inhaling back up, pausing here, and then let's bringing our hands to our hearts. We're going to slowly bring ourselves to hands and knees. So would you like to just roll forward from here, or maybe you'd rather roll to the side, whatever feels good. And then let's just come into hands and knees once again. Our karma went once again onto the chair. So we widen out our fingers, creating a nice base of support. Curl the toes or point the toes, that's your choice. We're just going to shrug our shoulders for a moment. Just notice how that feels, just kind of sinking in. And then as you inhale, push that ground away. Let's do that 2 more times, just exhaling as though we're a little shrugging those shoulders. Inhaling. Once again, exhaling. And inhale. See if you can find the place where you feel strong in a nice tabletop position, that hands and knees. Shift our weight just for a moment into the left and swing that left foot a little bit to the left. Just turn that right knee up here. Take that right arm up overhead and then reach it to the front. Just pause here for a moment. You have that right knee bent. That foot is flat. And then as we go to come out, we lower the right hand. We'll lower that knee. And can we go to the other side? We come to the right side. Maybe take that foot out. Feel that left knee turn up. Open that arm up and then reach it overhead. Find that breath. And then slowly bringing that hand down, that left knee comes in. Now as we go to do this again, swinging that foot out on that left, taking that right knee up, can we now slide that foot down the mat? So we have this long line of energy pressing into the outer edge of the foot. Feel the arch lift. Taking that right arm up and then once again reaching that overhead. Find your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And then coming back down. Bringing the hand, bringing the knee. And can we now switch to the other side? Come on to the right leg. Feel that left coming up. Once you find yourself on the side, sliding that left leg down and raising that left arm up and reaching over your head. But this time, as we lower that left hand down, let's prepare that left heel to rise. That left leg is long and we want to come into a plank pose. Just find your plank here and breathe. Now remember what we did on our knees. Can we shrug the shoulders and we go, oh, I don't like that pose. So press that ground away, breathing in and feel that strength. Let's do that 2 more times, shrugging it through and then pressing it back up. Just 1 more time. And just find your breath. Can we begin to slowly bring our knees in and pressing our hips back? And just take a moment here. Find more of a puppy dog than a child's pose. We may feel our hips tilted up a bit. We may feel our arms really getting long. Feel stretch between the fingertips and the hips. And let's bring our right hand to the back of the left. Sinking into this space, feeling the right side of those ribs really open. We want to make sure that we can turn our head. Feel the body, maybe a little rock side to side. And then we'll bring that right hand onto the mat and we'll take that left hand over. So feel that left side of the ribs. And then again, make sure you can rock a little side to side, never feeling tense, never feeling tight. And let's take that left hand to that side of the mat. Maybe sink back a little more in that puppy dog. But this time, guys, as you inhale, lift up. Let's come into that plank 1 more time. Make sure those toes are curled under. Shoulders align over the hands. We're going to lift those knees. Stay here and breathe. See if you can add that little pause. Sink here into that place of calm. And then when you're ready, press those hips up. We're coming to downward facing dog. Find that breath. Let's look forward. And as we come forward, we're going to invite our right knee to come all the way up to the front of the mat. So go ahead and lower now your right hip down onto that heel. Feel that left leg for the moment really strong and back behind you. But then lower that knee, point the toe, and just for a moment allow that hip to release. Open the heart. Think of a cobra pose here. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the elbows back and slowly allow the body to start to float down. So you're going to feel the back of the arms work. And as you inhale, lift back up. Like that cobra, feel the hips forward. And then as we exhale, coming on down. Let's inhale up once again. Open our hearts. Breathe. And then curling the toe with that left foot. Go ahead and lift that left leg strong again. We want to come back, lifting up. Find that plank. Find that breath. And let's find our downward facing dog. So feeling as our tailbone reaches back in the opposite direction of our fingers. This time we're going to bring our left knee forward, so we come forward in plank. We take that left knee, we step it up, lowering the left hip to the left heel. But again, that right leg is really strong. Our hearts are open here like a cobra. And then we can lower that right knee. We can point that toe and allow that hip to release. Open that chest and heart. So are we ready to do that little flow again? So we take that inhale, really lift, and as you exhale, start to lower. Feel that left side of the belly and that left thigh. And then inhaling and lifting. Feeling that breath. Let's flow with this a few times, exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling down. And can we do that one more time? Coming up to open that heart. Let's curl the toe with that right leg again. Lift that knee so you can feel that foot working, drawing those thighs forward. And we're going to flow ourselves into plank. So using the hands, using that core, stepping ourselves back, finding that space. Softly bringing our knees in once again, pressing those hips back, and let's find that puppy dog pose. Finding that breath, breathing in, giving that gentle pause. And then breathing out and giving that gentle pause. And we need to meet in downward facing dog. So perhaps here you'd like to give yourself a chaturanga. Perhaps you're just going to come from here to upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Whatever feels good, you have all those options. So when you're ready, begin your flow. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Once we're in our downward dog, let's take our left foot a tiny bit forward, that we can feel that foot really engaged. We're going to take that right leg just for the moment up in the sky, but now we want to step that foot up to the front of the mat. There you are, just stepping it up. Slide both hips forward, And then slowly lower that left knee down, just as we did before. Allow the hips to release. And here we're just going to open our hearts. Now our hands can stay down. We can just bring our hands down by our hips. Get a little work, but feel now that left thigh. Feel that space really opening up. And then we'll bring our hands down as we exhale. Let our hips float back. And just pause here. Be careful that we don't push the toe down. That's going to tighten that back of the leg. So allow that toe to come up. Maybe move that foot just a little bit. Now, how are your legs feeling? You want to go a little bit deeper here. So as we inhale, we're going to come forward again. But maybe we can take that right arm and we can come down at the inside. Maybe allow that right knee to turn out a bit, play with those hips a bit, and maybe we can come down onto our forearms. It all depends how you're feeling. And then give ourselves a moment to start to come up one more time. Let's curl the toe of the left and let's ease ourselves back, downward facing dog. Just notice how the two sides feel. Can we bring that right foot just in enough that we can feel that? We now raise that left leg up and then step it forward to the front of the mat. Take a moment to make sure the grounding feels good. We slide those hips forward. Feel the chest open, and then we'll gently lower that right knee down and point the toe. Lift and open that chest. And then again, our hands can stay here, or maybe we just bring our hands down to our side. Give ourselves a little more challenge and work. And then we can bring the hands down. Let's guide the hip back. Make sure the toes are playful, the ankle is playful, and you're feeling that left hip easing back. Find length into that space. And then would you like to go a little deeper this time? So as we come forward again, feel ourselves lengthening through. Take that left hand to the inside. Maybe turn that left knee out a little. Just see how that feels. Make sure that heart is open. And then do you want to lower the forearms? It's all how you feel today. And then we'll come back to center. Lifting up. And let's come back to downward facing dog. Begin to walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Let's find a forward fold. Feel the upper body melting down. Maybe walk the hands to one side. You decide which side you want to go to. And then we come back to center so we can then take it the opposite way. We come back center one more time. And let's take a nice inhale, lift and open the chest. Let's begin to sit just a little bit. Can you feel those butt cheeks? You want to feel them, breathe into them. And then let the arms reach out to the side, press through strong legs. And let's give ourselves that nice uplift and open up. Can we once again take that nice, long, full breath in? And then maybe that's 1 second pause. And then we exhale. Take that little pause. And on our next exhale, letting our arms float down. Maybe roll the shoulders a few times. We're going to challenge ourselves for a little balance this afternoon. So you're welcome to go to the right foot first. You're welcome to go to the left foot first, whatever feels good. Take a moment to feel yourself shifting your weight from side to side. And then when you decide which foot you want to stand on, put your weight there. And then you're going to bend the knee of the other leg, bringing that foot back. So we're going to find a dancer today. We're going to bring that foot back. Take a moment to pause. Feel the chest open. And then we start to guide that leg back. And then maybe take your arm up and find your pose. Breathe. Coming out of the pose gently and slowly, if you can. Find that space and come back to center. So I bet you used your good leg first, so let's see what happens on this side. Shifting our weight to the other side. When you feel ready, bending that knee, bringing that foot back. Pause as you hold that ankle. Feel the shoulder opening. And as that leg begins to ease back, you can then raise your arm up. But keep open here. Keep lifting. You never see dancers collapse. And then slowly come out. And come back to both feet. Sitting up and standing tall. Feel the feet grounded. Let's take a big deep breath, letting our arms reach. And finding a nice forward fold as we just float down. Again, we can walk our hands to one side. We'll come back to center and walk to the opposite side. And then come back to center. Now we're all frequently doing a chair pose. So for today, let's do a noose pose. That as we look forward, we start to bend our hips, but here we allow our heels to come up. We lower those hips down, and we may want to keep our hands here to help us balance. Or maybe we can lift our upper body up and just bring our hands here to our heart. And notice the little challenge. And then the hands will come down. Let's walk our buttocks back. And come back once again into our seat. Make those adjustments, moving out of the way what we need, lifting ourselves. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's take a nice inhale, letting those arms rise. Turning our body right, and as we do this time, letting the arms come out, but just let the arms float down. So the right arm is behind us, that left hand is in front of us. And we lift and open from that chest. Feel the smile on our face. Feeling of freedom, of openness. And as we take an inhale again, we'll let those arms reach back up. Let's exhale, turning left. And as the arms reach out, the left hand is behind, the right hand is in front. The shoulders are soft. And one last time, letting those arms reach, letting them come all the way up. And just let our arms reach out to the side and ease them down to release. Once again, sitting up tall, our eyes closed. Breathing in fully and deeply. Take that gentle, brief pause before we exhale. And that gentle, brief pause at the end of the exhale. Keep our eyes closed, but bring our hands together at our hearts. And notice the space between the palms of the hands. This is our space for opportunity, for adventure, for love, health and well-being, for all good things. From my heart to your heart, I thank you for joining me. Flow as we go. Our yogic happy half hour. Namaste.